What are you doing?
I'm cleaning the pool for my party tonight.
I have a party tonight. Like, Dad said that I could have a party tonight.
Mom told me.
But Dad told me.
What's going on here, you two? Is there a problem?
You told me that I could have a party tonight, right?
Yes, I did.
I asked you last week.
Right.
Like,
But you told me I could have a party like yesterday.
yeah, what are we gonna do about this, Dad? Because you told me I could have a party.
Alright. Did you say that Queenie could have a party?
I did say that Queenie could have a party tonight.
Why are you trying to undermine my rule? I already told
I'm not
Stephanie.
trying to undermine your
See,
rule.
I think I'm the dad. Well, I know I'm the dad. But I think that I should have executive power over any decision
I think you should
such
do
as
that.
this one.
Yeah, you do not have executive power over me. We have equal footing in this household.
I mean, you could think that, but I think I know executive power when I see it, and it's right here, bro.
No, I know that we have equal power in this household. I have as much right as you do to tell my dad
There's
that
like
she can
this-
have a party. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're fighting again.
I know. Let's just watch some TV.
Yeah, sounds good. Oh my gosh, it's a History Channel. Dude, we learned about this case in A-Push. Yeah, it's the Marshall cases. Like, oh my gosh.
The Gibbons versus Ogden Marshall Court case of 1824 was between two steamboat companies that were fighting over the right to ferry passengers on the Hudson River. Initially, New York tried to grant a monopoly of this business to Ogden, but Gibbons was running an opposing service, allowed by Congress. Eventually, Ogden sued Gibbons successfully in the New York State Court, but Gibbons appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, who had the right to control navigational rights between two states, the states or the central government. Find out as we explore the Gibbons versus Ogden case on United States, a History, a Country in the Making.
Chief Justice John Marshall is coming.
Whoa, what? Mr. Emmett, are you ready? Chief Justice Marshall is coming. I'm not Mr. Emmett. Yes, you are. You're here to defend my case. Who are you? I'm Aaron Ogden. You're supposed to defend the state's rights for maritime navigation. Oh. Come on, Mr. Emmett. Oh, okay. Chief Marshall is coming.
Court is now in session. On today's agenda, we have Gibbons versus Ogden. Our attorneys for them will be Thomas Emmett and Daniel Webster. Gibbons, the court is now ready to hear your case.
We are here today to appeal our loss in the New York State Court. My client was given permission from Congress to navigate the area between New York and New Jersey.
But in the Constitution, it does not express the fact that the federal government has the right to control states' maritime navigation.
Gibbons, do you have a response to the defendant?
I had a license from federal government since 1818, but then one day my opponent here, Ogden, claims that he got a monopoly granted from Robert Fulton and Robert Livingston. I think Ogden's grant of a monopoly should be nullified since Gibbons has a license from the federal government. My client was operating a ferry since that regulated coastal trade. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready to place your rebuttal?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to plead the right for the states to determine and regulate navigation. Since I do know the Constitution states that Congress has the power to regulate commerce, but navigation and commerce are two separate things. The states should have the right to make their decisions on this matter by themselves, not with the regulation of the federal government. My client has a valid license from the state of New York to navigate the waters between New York and New Jersey. He should have every right to have this monopoly over these waters for navigation. So the federal government has no right to interfere with this, and they should stay out of it, because under the Commerce Clause it says that only commerce is regulated, not navigation, as my client stated.
The case wore on as Stephanie, acting as Thomas Emmett, and the opposing attorney, Daniel Webster, fought on for their clients. Eventually, however, the case came to a close and the court's decision was to be announced.
While both sides presented a respectable case, I'm going to have to rule in favor of Mr. Gibbons. According to the Constitution, the Congress does have the authority to control and regulate foreign and interstate commerce, which does include navigational rights. A congressional power to regulate navigation is expressly granted as if the term had been added to the word commerce. We have strengthened the Commerce Clause. This court is now adjourned.
air's heating up as we join the courtroom of Chief Justice John Marshall. This is the epic battle between Thomas Gibbons and Aaron Ogden. You can't use states' rights to win this battle, Ogden.
We'll see about that. Go, Emmett!
Oh, Emmett, eh? Well, I choose John Marshall.
Emmett, use New York Monopoly.
It's not very effective. Nice try. Now, John Marshall, use federal judgment. It's super effective.
Return, Emmett, go Oakley.
There's no use in trying, Ogden. I've already won this battle.
Oh my god. That was such a weird dream. Like,
Are we dreaming about the same thing?
yeah,
I
like,
about Pokemon.
I was
It was
dreaming
really
about the
awesome.
case. I don't
What
know what.
case?
The Marshall case with Gibbons versus Ogden?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even read like the modules yet.
Gibbons versus Ogden brought up a battle of the constitutional issue of whether the right to regulate and govern navigation should be given to the states or the Congress. Gibbons represented the congressional side of this issue, while Ogden represented the state's side of the issue. In the end, Chief Justice John Marshall established that navigation is a part of commerce and the right to regulate commerce, as stated in the Constitution, is given to the federal government. This cemented the power of the government over the states when laws conflicted. So in real life, it worked the same way. Back to the question of who would get the right to regulate who navigates in the pool. Dad, like the central government, won, so Stephanie got her pool party. So the precedents set by Chief Justice John Marshall are still at work, not only for the actual right of navigation, but also for battles from the daily life of a typical American.